at the end of the day, you are running a business. So how do you say no to money? How do you do your due diligence? And how do you ensure that you do not accidentally validate a gray market company, essentially by shining a spotlight on them and telling the public that, hey, these guys are good.
And the game developers, as powerful as they may be, cannot stop companies offering odds on their games. So my opinion, and I assume it's shared by these two gentlemen, is that we need to support and grow the regulated side of the space.
What does the ecosystem need to provide to put betting in a safe place to the benefit of all of the stakeholders, including the betting operators? All of those parties working together can create a far safer environment for everybody.
There are many times where we sponsor them and then, maybe 30 days later, a skins betting site or a black market operator approaches them with 2 or 3 times the money. It doesn't matter what we say, what we do, we're always going to lose that sponsorship. There's just nothing we can do. So that is like the most frustrating thing that happens to us. And we don't blame them either. Like, it's terrible to say, but we don't. Like, if again, for many of them, this is their entire livelihood and their income, we try to keep them on board and let them know we will definitely be there longer than the guy who's kind of, just a pump and dump. They're going to use you for a little bit and then walk away as soon as, they're extracting no ROI from your community. That's actually not how we work with partners at all. We try to actually enhance their value. We're not trying to just be like another brand that rotates on your stream that month versus some other brand the next month. Tournament organizers, I think they're starting to get a little bit better, but it's also tough for them where, if ESL takes a big sponsorship from an illegal skins betting or skins casino site, which in some cases operators of that scale still do today because the money is there. That's like the most frustrating thing for us, where they should really be beyond that at this point. So I think they need to start working more with groups like ESIC and other stakeholders to be educated enough to know not to be promoting those things to the consumer.
That creates a difficulty between promotion of betting. Let's say you're a Counter-Strike pro. There's not necessarily any problem with your age, but can you promote betting on Counter-Strike if you're prohibited from betting yourself on Counter-Strike as a player? So there are all sorts of issues here, but I take a relatively relaxed view on this because I regard that as a regulatory issue. This is around advertising and promotion. Now, there's a moral issue or an ethical issue that the individual operator, team, player can take. It's open to them. But I am not the moral guardian of the eSports world, right? That's not my job. I don't have that kind of hubris. What I'm prepared to do, of course, is advise players, teams, and sponsors on what's allowed under regulation and our codes of conduct.
The betting on esports titles will happen anyway, and so that it's far better that the game studios, developers, publishers work with the regulated bookmakers, the properly regulated ones, the likes of Rivalry and such, and work with groups such as ESIC, because then ultimately the end user that we all want to protect and all of that, the end user is then better positioned to know, good actor, my money is safe, and if I win, I'll actually be paid out, and bad actor, they might disappear tomorrow.
And I remember this guy sitting opposite me at the table going, hold on, buddy, we don't allow betting on our game. And I was like, what are you talking about? I said, and unfortunately my response was, well, I don't allow the sun to come up tomorrow. It still comes up. And it's them really grasping the fact that betting on their title, their game, the game they own, is going to happen regardless of their involvement.